Good evening, my beautiful family, and welcome back to the channel. Let's dive right into episode 3 of The Last Resort. We pick back up with everybody meeting up. It looks like it's breakfast or lunch or something. Jasmine tells us that if she wouldn't have spoken to Matt, she probably would have left the resort.
What kind of stunts do you do? Let me show you. Just get on this.
Benny busts out a backflip and Julia's like, oh, let me try. But instead of trying to do a flip herself, she goes to Beanie to walk her through it with her shorts, up her butt, the entire cast watching. Then she rolls up Benny's body and gives him a big hug. And I was like, oh, okay. I know that Brandon has the personality of a vegetable, but there is no way he appreciated this.
Do you think he's trying to upset you or he's just being him?
Oh, he's trying to be the center of attention.
Again, I am torn on these guys because now people are commenting saying that Benny is like the biggest narcissist on the planet. I don't know. I don't really think that doing a backflip was him desperately trying to get attention. Anytime someone hears that you can do a backflip, they're always like, oh, let me see. Can you do it right now? So I almost get the feeling that Ari is jealous that he's getting attention, or she's upset that the attention he's getting is positive attention.
It's a little annoying that instead of coming to say hello to me, Benny wants to like goof off.
Okay, but you also kicked him out of your room. Do you expect him to run up to you the next morning being so happy and excited to see you? It sounds like she has been a thorn in his side since the beginning. Then Benny does it with Gino, and I thought that this was great. It kind of made it more just about having fun as human beings rather than Julia trying to stick her cheeks in his face.
Tonight.
Wow.
You want everybody, girls?
So Julia has just remembered how much she loves throwing it back and is insisting with fervor that they all go out together tonight.
It's our first day off in a couple days. I was really hoping we could do something together, just Julia and I.
Brandon, I'm sure, has already seen all her moves. I think Julia is pretty good at her craft. I don't want to give any spoilers, but I managed to catch Julia doing her thing later on in this episode, and my jaw was on the floor.
I just worry that Julia's more focused on making friends and having fun.
If I would have seen this without knowing what happens with Julia later, I would be like, Brandon, shut up. You're such a wet blanket. Just let the girl have some fun. But I see what he means because later he brings up his extremely valid concerns with Julia and she's like, oh, it's not a big deal. We're just having a good time. We move on to Gino's table where he is telling everyone that they had another explosive fight when Jasmine started accusing him once again of being addicted to pornography.
You don't need to stay up, but Gino no have the balls to say no.
I am so happy that they invited these two to be on the show. They are the saving grace. They are going to carry the weight of this season. Gino, Rob, and Benny sort of share a bro moment when Gino expresses that he identifies with them for being with a woman who is never happy. Sophie takes this opportunity to start gossiping. Her favorite thing. She asks Julia, who is it that doesn't like me? We find out it's Natalie, who said that Sophie flirts with all the dudes and that she has a fake badonkadonk.
We're here for our relationships. So for what she's doing is like, it's giving insecure and it's giving mean girl energy.
Then why did you bring it up? And to make it worse, you brought it up in front of Ari, who didn't know anything. I think Sophie just loves this drama.
They're arguing right now. We should listen.
Have I made my point? Natalie is no better, that's for sure. Actually, all of these people suck. They really, really do. But I think that Sophie bothers me more because she's one of the bigger hypocrites. Stacy starts asking Josh why he hasn't set her up with a modeling agency, and she's like, yeah, Josh, why not? This is bullshit. He's like, no, wait. I have set her up with agencies, but I can't make them sign her.
Did you ask her
No,
to
I did
move?
not. No, I did
But
not.
listen, Natalie,
I am so glad that Jasmine brought this up. This was driving me crazy in earlier seasons where Natalie chose to move to be closer to Josh, and he never said anything about them being in a relationship, about them getting closer. Nothing. She had this huge, fantastical idea in her mind of how her future was going to play out. And she told him her plans and he supported her in her plans, but he never wanted to be a part of any of that.
She came and sat next to Rob and she grabbed Rob's arm and was like,
She's telling them how Natalie was admiring his tattoos and telling him how sexy they looked with Sophie right beside them. So Julia says, you need to do it back to her, which is horrible advice, but I can't wait to see what happens.
I'm very good at being childish and petty when I want to be.
But only when she wants to be. She's definitely not childish any other times. You know who she reminds me of? She looks like Ice Spice. Especially now that she has her teeth done. Am I the only one? Do you guys see it? So they're getting ready to go to the club, and while Sophie is getting ready, she's telling Rob about everything that was discussed at lunch and how she basically is ready to go on the attack because she's sick of it. She's sick of Natalie talking crap about her crapper. And if things get too heated, Rob, you need to step in and have her back.
Even if we're not good right now, like, I wouldn't want you to feel upset by another person here.
Everyone is finally ready to go, so they pile into the vans. It's like a competition between the women who can show off more body without a full-blown malfunction happening.
Hell yeah!
Please calm down, please calm down.
Oh, I love him. Would I date him? No. But I would invite him to every event so I could just sit back and observe him. Natalie is doing way too much with Josh. Just back off, Jackie. Stacy is telling Jasmine how beautiful her baboon lips look, then Gino tries to compliment her as well.
Those are beautiful earrings. Oh my gosh.
Who says nice earrings? Who compliments that? If he wants to save this marriage, he's gonna have to do a lot better than that. Sophie asks Julia why she has a whole bathrobe on, and she admits her outfit is a bit scandalous. Brandon is not looking very happy. I actually feel bad for him because Julia clearly does not give a flying flip about how he feels.
Julia's always complaining that I need to be more sociable and outgoing. The outfit Julia's wearing, it's ridiculous.
He says she's wearing a robe because otherwise she would be cold. To be fair to Julia, they are all dressed as skimpy as possible. It's like, you guys remember in high school when Halloween would come around, it was your excuse to look as much like a prostitute as possible. That's what this reminds me of.
You want to say something to me?
You know, I like quite.
Well, I see you talking to other people. Lady, stop trying to force it. At this point, even if Benny has done everything wrong the entire time and she is owed an apology, you can't make someone like you. How could it possibly feel good to you knowing that they're faking it? Why would you want that?
So excited! Can I have my pizza, please?
Julia is leading the parade. All the women are getting hyped up, ready to get crazy. The outfit could have been way worse, but I think it's totally inappropriate to be dancing like this when you're married to another person who is married. I don't know. I think that when you're married, you need to take precautions to protect it.
It's okay if I take your husband to dance? You give me permission? I'm gonna be shaking.
At least she asked Jasmine this time, but has she asked Brandon if he minds, or even if he wants to dance? Gino's like, oh, I don't know. I kind of wanted another drink, but Julia just pulls him out anyways. And why did she choose Gino? Gross. So then Jasmine, who is probably feeling a little bit jealous, she grabs Benny. Why did you grab Benny?
They're all here to work on their relationships, and that's why we're here. But he's still giving me the silent treatment.
Benny is picking her up, spinning her all around. Jasmine is being all loud and theatrical. I think she just wanted to make Gino jealous. But instead, a storm is brewing inside of Ari.
The more upset I'm getting that I'm not able to relax, it's spiraling.
While Benny dances away with everyone's wife, Natalie is at the bar sulking. Why is she sulking? Josh tells us that he is going to have to leave the resort for a few days to take care of his family.
Natalie will be alone. No, she's not made any friends here yet, so I am a little worried about that. Natalie
is just now finding out that Josh is leaving. I would imagine he waited till the last second because he knew she would be sulking the entire time otherwise, but he's trying to play it off like, yeah, I just wanted to let her know, that would have been the right thing to do. But you waited till the night before you left while she's been drinking. Don't play that game with me. Natalie naturally has to keep things messy. She runs over to the other girls with Josh and says, he is leaving me tomorrow.
I'm a go-go dancer. I make a mood for that place. This place need a person like me.
Julia jumps up on the bar and starts getting down. She is pulling out all the moves from her glory days, and Brandon is mortified.
Too much. Julia, seriously.
You think that after just exposing yourself to the entire club, to all the people that you're in therapy with, you might be a little bit embarrassed. You might think to yourself, I should rein it in a little bit. But not Julia.
So you can see her.
It's okay. I mean, I have fun.
I know Julia is extroverted and she wants to let loose, but this isn't it. Brandon says, I could have fun without showing my privates. And she's like, well, that's your way. This is my way.
Make a fun dancing in a bar. I'm gonna take off my clothes.
You didn't really need to, though. Everyone got a free show. He tells her he regrets coming, and she's like, what do you mean? You regret clubbing or you regret coming to the retreat? And he says, I regret coming here with you to this club. He's like, I want my wife to act like a mother, not like a stripper.
I think Brandon should always support me. He are jealous I have a fun without him.
I really don't think it's about him being jealous. He doesn't want his drunk wife exposing her hot pocket for the nation to see. I kind of think that that's a good trait to have in a partner. Rob approaches Brandon and tells him, hey, I would feel the same way as you. That's not okay. And then Brandon starts venting that they're not even intimate anymore. She has no interest in getting dressed up for him and looking good for him. But now she's letting it all loose for a bunch of strangers.
I wish Julia would start focusing on more important things in life, like starting a family.
Everyone is kind of standing around, looking bored and miserable. So Jasmine asks Benny, where is your wife? And he's like, I don't care, I don't know.
Are you gonna go try to find her?
Can you come with me just because just go?
Jasmine admits that Ari might be upset that she was dancing with her husband, but the way she's handling it is ridiculous. You can't just have a tantrum and lock yourself in the bathroom. Take it from Jasmine.
He was just dancing with us like, hello, my dear. We all have our husbands, okay? I don't get it.
Ari is refusing to open the door, Benny is trying to jimmy the lock, and Jasmine is getting more upset, scolding her through the door. I'm like, why can't you guys just leave? Why are you turning it into a big problem? It's her problem. Let her be miserable by herself.
You say something so we know that you're okay.
Maybe just clear out for a second.
Jasmine is like, holy cow, this is what he has to deal with? Oh, the irony was killing me. Back in the club, Sophie has noticed Josh standing alone. So she takes this opportunity to ask him, how are things going with you and Natalie? I'm definitely not messy, Josh. And of course he tells her it's not great. And Sophie, being a girl's girl, gives him some great advice.
You shouldn't force something to work, especially if it's toxic.
Yeah, forcing anything, it just never works.
Natalie is like, Stacy, what would you do in this situation? They are talking. I don't like it. She is naked. Where is her underwear?
It's not her fault. It's him. I think that Josh likes Sophie.
What? He likes Sophie? Look at him, all flirtatious. Why don't you ask him who he invited to Vegas? Natalie's like, what? And Stacy throws it in that a few weeks ago, he invited Sophie out to Vegas.
I'm looking for single guy. Any single guys here?
Natalie!
Jasmine, you stirred up this drama. Even my boy Florian is saying that it's her fault. Natalie is absolutely like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, but Sophie is loving it. Josh goes over to Natalie to address the situation, and Natalie doesn't even look at him. She waits for Sophie to come over, then she says to Sophie, did he invite you?
A few weeks ago, did Josh invite you to Vegas or no?
I mean, we can have a chat if you want.
Obviously, she wants to have a chat. That's why she asked you. It's a yes or no question. To be fair, though, she should absolutely be mad at Josh.
I'm not 20 years younger than you, so
You're 20 years younger, but you
you didn't invite.
Be honest to me, don't invite me to Vegas.
We've not been to Vegas.
Josh is such a clown. He only made it worse. Natalie ends up storming off, and the rest of them toast each other. Josh calls over Rob to clear the air. He thinks he's gonna be smooth with it, saying he was never inappropriate. Then Rob's like, dude, I read the message. They were kind of questionable. I really wish that Rob would light him up and put him in his place.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't do anything wrong, and if I did, I...
He also sounds like he's had a little bit too much to drink at this point. Then it cuts to his private interview, and he says he only invited Sophie as a friend, which is crap. But then he says the reason he didn't invite Natalie is because anytime there's another pretty girl in the room, she spirals, which is true. However, you had absolutely no right ever to invite a married woman on a trip with you. Like, every single person on this show is so backwards. It's kind of hard to watch. I can't identify with any of these people.
I'm here to work on the marriage, and that's what we're gonna do. Oh, actually, I want to talk to you.
I want to talk to you.
She tells him that she's hurt that they're at this retreat for therapy and he won't engage with her, and seeing him partying with anyone else is torture. He tells her that he's also upset. He's hurt. He hates the situation that they're in.
Actually try. I want you to actually speak to me. I want you to speak to other people.
She gives him a laundry list of things that she wants him to do, and in exchange, she'll give him a password. Josh goes outside to console Natalie. She starts ripping him to shreds, ripping into Sophie, calling her a whore, accusing Josh of leading her on for years and years.
Invite me to Vegas right now.
You need to calm down.
No, invite me to Vegas.
Why? Why do you still want him? He tells her, no, I'm not going anywhere with you. And just look at how he's like stepping away from her. She storms off back into the bar, and then she slaps Sophie's drink out of her hand.
So bad. Oh.
Hey, wrong with this?
Dude, what can I do?
This part confused me. I thought that Sophie was telling Rob to check on her to make sure she's okay, but I think she meant you should have put Natalie in her place. Jasmine walks Natalie's purse out to her, and then Natalie starts going off on Jasmine.
Fix it. You started, you fix it.
She walks away from Jasmine, and Jasmine is like, oh no, you don't. She chases her down, grabs her arm, and is like, look, you Russian witch, you think you're gonna get crazy with me? I am the definition.
You're crazy, but don't mess up with me, Natalie. Don't play these games with me.
It is not my fault that you are with a man who doesn't care about you.
You are very disrespectful, and you have a big mouth, and you think that you're better.
I think Jasmine got through to Natalie. I don't think Natalie would have listened unless she was met with the same level of crazy, but she's not saying anything. She's just giving Jasmine this death stare.
A glass on my feet, and you are gonna apologize. You are gonna apologize right now, Natalie.
By now, some of the other cast members have come out and they're pulling Jasmine away from Natalie, who still hasn't said a word, which is making Jasmine even more mad.
Bitch, you are, and that's why you are alone with no man can deal with it.
She just continues standing there with this crazy smile on her face, and I swear with the lighting, Natalie needs to be in a horror movie.
I'm crazy.
But that was it. Again, I'm not going to watch the little teaser for the next episode because it's going to ruin it. But yeah, this episode was good. I mean, I do have mixed feelings because, again, the cast is really... Like I was telling Karen, it's like they've moved away from real life people and they're just hiring these characters. They're just hiring people who can play a part. And so it's hard to get into it, but also some of this drama is so stupid, it's fun to watch. So that's it. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!